The Bell Witch of Tennessee is one of the most famous and chilling ghost stories in American folklore. The haunting took place in the early 19th century, and it remains a significant part of Tennessee's history and paranormal lore. The story is based on the experiences of the Bell family, who lived near Adams, Tennessee, around 1804. The Bell family, originally from North Carolina, settled on a farm in Red River, now part of Adams, Tennessee, in the early 1800s. The head of the family was John Bell, a successful farmer and respected member of the community. He was married to Lucy Bell, and they had several children. Among the Bell children, the most frequently mentioned in accounts of the haunting were Betty Bell, John Bell Jr., and Drew Bell. The Bells had a peaceful and prosperous life in the frontier town, and they were known to be good, hard-working people. However, their lives would be forever changed by a strange and terrifying force. The first signs of strange occurrences began in 1817 when John Bell reported seeing a mysterious creature on his farm. One evening, as he was walking along his property, he spotted a strange animal that resembled a large dog. The creature was described as having glowing eyes, and it reportedly vanished when John tried to approach it. This incident was just the beginning of a much larger, much darker series of events. The Bells then started to hear unexplainable noises in and around their house. At first, the sounds were gentle, almost as if someone was knocking at the door or scratching the walls. As the days passed, these sounds became louder and more persistent. The family heard knocking, chains dragging across the floor, and even the sounds of rats gnawing on the walls. They also began to notice a mysterious voice, which seemed to come from nowhere. The Bell family became alarmed as the strange occurrences continued and intensified. The voice that they heard was that of a woman, but it was always a disembodied sound with no clear source. The voice began to communicate with the family, answering questions and giving strange responses. It claimed to be a spirit or entity called the Bell Witch, although it would later be known by various names, including Kate Batts's ghost. The family members were both frightened and fascinated by these strange communications. At first, they thought it might have been a prank played on them by someone in the community. However, the happenings became too intense and bizarre to ignore. Objects in the house started moving on their own, and household items, including chairs, would be thrown across the room, seemingly without cause. Members of the Bell family also began experiencing physical attacks. Betty Bell, the daughter, was reportedly slapped and pinched by unseen forces. The family grew desperate, seeking help from neighbors and even local ministers. The activity escalated with more personal and physical attacks on the Bell family members. John Bell, the father, became a particular target of the haunting. He began to suffer from mysterious ailments. He was stricken with a condition that made him lose his ability to speak clearly, and he became very ill. The spirit or entity seemed to focus on tormenting him. It would often taunt him, calling his name, and then laugh in a mocking manner. John's health deteriorated, and he became bedridden. The Bell Witch was known to attack the family in other ways as well. At night, it was reported that the entity would sit on people's chests and make it difficult for them to breathe. Many people claim to have been physically pushed, scratched, or slapped by invisible hands. One of the most popular theories surrounding the Bell Witch is that the spirit was the ghost of a local woman named Kate Batts, who had been a neighbor of the Bell family. Kate Batts was known to have had a contentious relationship with John Bell. According to some accounts, she had cursed him in the past after a disagreement, and it was believed that the haunting was a manifestation of her anger. In 1820, the haunting reached its climax. The Bell family was desperate and tried everything they could to rid themselves of the witch. They sought the help of many spiritualists, doctors, and even local politicians. The haunting, however, only seemed to grow stronger and more relentless. John Bell's health continued to worsen, and the entity reportedly announced that it would claim his life. One night, John fell into a deep, unconscious sleep. His family members, desperate and terrified, tried to wake him, but he was unresponsive. The Bell Witch's voice was said to echo through the house, stating that John Bell was going to die. The next morning, John Bell was found dead. His family believed the Bell Witch had killed him, as they reported hearing the entity gloating about its victory. After John Bell's death, the hauntings didn't stop, but they did begin to decrease in frequency. The Bell Witch reportedly continued to torment the family for a time, but eventually the disturbances slowed. The entity supposedly announced that it would leave the Bell family for a while, but would return in 7 years. True to its word, the Bell Witch supposedly returned to haunt the Bell family in 1828. The ghost communicated with the family for a short period, but it reportedly left again, never to return. Although the Bell Witch was never heard from again, the legend lived on. Over the years, many people have visited the Bell Farm site, claiming to experience strange occurrences and unexplained phenomena. The Bell Witch legend has grown in stature, becoming a significant part of Tennessee folklore and spawning numerous books, movies, and documentaries. Today, the Bell Witch Cave and the surrounding area in Adams, Tennessee, remain popular locations for those interested in paranormal activity. Despite the passage of time, the Bell Witch haunting is still regarded as one of the most frightening and well-documented ghost stories in American history. Whether it was the vengeful spirit of a woman or an entirely different supernatural force, the Bell Witch remains an enduring part of the American paranormal tradition. If you like the story and facts, please like, share, and subscribe. It will encourage us to work more harder and bring you more true chilling stories and facts from across the world. Thank you.